What is up, everybody? This is Tikoi, also known as Richard, and I'm coming back to you with another costed game, playing the French with mirror matchup on the map French Pass. So, if you hear a little bit of a frustrated tone in my voice, that is because I just finished this game. It's been a 17-minute game, and I think for what it's worth, I did really well with the French. I haven't played them too much recently. You can see we went for a double scout, so scout 1, scout 2, town center, keybind 2, and if you look at his side, he's also going for a double scout, so nothing crazy there. Specifically on this map, they changed a little bit of the food. So what you'll find is you can see there's a lot of stray sheep, much more deer really. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 camps on deer, 1, 2, 3 berry patches, a lot of gold in the middle, and decent amount of wood, nothing to be crazy about. So there's secondary foods and stuff available, but nothing too serious. So you have to think of farms, base outlay, because the space is quite little with these little mountains in the middle. So a lot of things to take into consideration. So we go for 6 villagers on food, 3 on gold, and then transition the rest onto sheep again. And our scouts are picking up quite a bit of sheep as we're going along, so nothing too crazy there. As a bit of a guys, just let me know if there's a change in the graphics, because I'm running a RTX 3060, and for some reason with this current graphics settings, right, I'm capping out my graphics card on this, surprisingly quite a bit now these days in games. Before it wasn't like that. But now it is starting to happen. So let me know if there's any of these specific settings that you would recommend me to take down. It says here the settings currently exceeds the recommended value. And it's quite an expensive graphics card, you know. I built about a $3,500 rig that I'm currently running with, but that's everything, you know. I got a G502 mouths recently that I'm trying to get used to, running double monitors, a nice microphone, you know, just having a clean setup. But you know, at the moment you can see 11.9 gigabyte of VRAM, and I have a 12 gigabyte VRAM card, RTX 3060, so this is capping out on the usage. So I'm assuming that's the RAM that's getting capped out. Anyway, on the side note, all you tech guys, just let me know on that. A little bit of tips. You can see on the scrolling and stuff, I sometimes get a bit of a packet loss or frame loss happening there. Now, I'm trying to go into 8 on food, as you can see right here, with 3 on gold, and the reason for that is I want to transition into an early wheelbarrow and go for a double town center and expand into, you know, a very strong economy late game. A single item on this game is what's going to turn the tide of the game, and I'll show you what that is. You know, you can see that he has 4 sheep right here. Also going on 8 on food, 3 on gold, then transitioning into wood. So very similar playstyles here. He actually picks up these sheep before me. I thought I should scout this side first before coming up. There's like these weird little patches just on the edges of the map, kind of not really that close to the mountains anymore. Sometimes these mountains do come all the way to the side. Then as soon as you come around the corner, you pick up the sheep, but it is what it is. So, you know, there's 6 sheep right here, and another 4 sheep right here. So you got a better scouting, I would say, trip than I did. We did, you know, get what, 3, 6, 6 versus 10, I guess. What's that? Let's just make sure. There's 6 here and 4 here. What you can also do, let's see if he does this. Sometimes what you can do is you take your sheep, you bound them to a single scout. So if you, no, you didn't do it. So you take those sheep, you put them onto the scout, and you can continue scouting out with this one while this other scout brings back the food, which is pretty clean to do it like that. You can see I'm basically behind on the route, but we did get, you know, the map explored. It's just he chose a better route than I did. You can see sticking to the sides of the map instead of to the middle parts, and he picked up 10 sheep where I only picked up 6. So that's a point to note. But now you can see he's already starting with that School of Cavalry, 3 minutes 50. So microing his units and everything very well. On my side, I am not there yet. We transitioned quite heavily onto wood because I was expecting to wall. I was expecting to go for a second town center, go early onto stone, and just stabilize with a very comfortable double town center economy. So we have wheelbarrow coming in here a little bit late. There's a build order right now. When you get it perfect, you can do your School of Cavalry plus a double town center at 5 minutes 50. You can have both of those things done. So I need to practice the French a little bit. I am playing a bit of a random civ type of vibe where I allow the game to kind of choose my civilization. And the reason why I'm doing that is just so I can get a bit more comfortable playing more than one faction. I mainly take English for ranked, but I have a expectation that they are probably going to get a little bit of a nerf coming in the next few patches, so I don't want to stick to one civ. Holy Roman Empire to me feels in a really good place. I like their defensive playstyle, double town center playstyle. They're very susceptible to early pressure. But you'll see in this specific map, we have our scouts out on the map so we can see what's going on. 5 minutes 20 for the age up, not bad, not great, but it is what it is. And immediately starting to train the first Royal Knight, and we can see it with the scout. You can see we are in that range. You see that little progress bar happening on top of his building, and this you can see in game as well. Now we are rushing the the School of Cavalry on our side a little bit, but let's just take a quick recap on villager count: 23 on and 20. So we have a 3 villager lead, so we haven't had any downtime on our villagers, and now because we are in the second age, there's a bit of a training. So the French gets quicker villager training speed. You can see it's now down to 17 seconds. I think it's 15%, 10, 15, and then 20%, if I remember correctly, on the training speed. So now you can see I'm chasing down his scout, just forcing him to kind of move it around. Second scout just gonna loop around the base so I can get some information there. And a forward wall going down here, a second wall going down here. Just to force, because I know he had the School of Cavalry down before me. We just want to make sure we are not susceptible to any raids. You can see it is scouted out and the knights are moving in. It's a very, very standard practice for the French. But now you can see I did get the 300 stone that I need, and I needed a little bit more for in case I wanted to go for a outpost upgrade and so forth to help my villagers survive if there was any raids coming into the base. You can see I walled off here at the back, scouts seeing that out, scout actually attacking me here through, I wouldn't say through the wall, probably just an unfinished wall. They changed it where you can now, I think, run through stone walls before it gets finished. And now you can see this, the knight coming in and walling coming down, and archers already coming out. This is very standard practice. They go single School of Cavalry, double archery range, and then you just keep massing up units. You get a very stable economy with your secondary food, like the berries, like the sheep. Another kind of safe berry patch right here. A deer hunt right here. So he has enough food to defend. But we did spot out this happening, and the knights coming in. You can see our villager is actually getting a wall down here while the things are going down. But yeah, very interesting. I'll show you guys what happens. 2 villagers pushing forward now with this Royal Knight, and we have the scout just fighting here at the back, wolf and walling more resources in. So nothing crazy, and our 1 barracks is on the front here because I wanted to have a forward defense there, and then we have the right amount of wood, we have gold, we have food, and I'll transition more food villagers onto this deer hunt very shortly, just so I can have more units. Now you can see I'm rallying to the front here because I'm not really seeing the aggro this side. This is basically our perspective, so it is a field of view problem perspective thing happening right here. But look at this, guys. So player's name is the Happy Hog. Goes and chops through the first wood line, 1 tree, guys, and this wall, which is worth basically 140 wood, gets denied, and there's an opening here at the bottom. So unfortunately that wall is not going to mean anything. At this point in the stage, I thought I was actually doing really well, considering the fact that I have knights out, I have spearmen out, so I can counter very comfortably into him building up a mass. Because a single spearman, the spearman does quite a bit of damage. You can see it's plus 15 damage to the cavalry, so the knights are going to tank, and the spearman is going to do that juicy extra damage to get this royal knight down. You want to make sure you have numbers, because a knight will 3-shot a spearman, 70 health, 30 damage, so that's going to be 3 shots, and that's going to go down. You can see he has the blacksmith down, so he is automatically getting that +1 upgrade. And I'm chasing him down because I just want to make sure I keep the pressure down on him to not build up a mess. You can see there's an archer here, so we're kind of dealing with the archer and getting charged by him. Once you charge with your royal knight, you can see, just keep an eye on this royal knight. You charge, once the charge lands, you get a plus damage upgrade. So after the charge, you get a damage bonus. So now he has to scout out some archers out, and I took a good look at this, like trying to get just this little section that they broke through. Trying to get this down was the biggest pain in the neck, because you can see now finally that wall went down, the villager starts building it, but there's 3 sections, so that's about 35 wood just to close that off, because I couldn't straight build it. And now I have to figure out that they can actually loop around here. You can see, because I didn't scout that smallest of sections out, so now they are running around and my walls basically means nothing, right? So now we lost some units here, nothing crazy. I have some spearmen out, getting those royal knights out, and just making sure we have those units available. You can see the archers and knights streaming in because he has an opening, so he's very comfortable with pushing those units forward, because he doesn't need to worry about you know, our base, because he knows he has an opening. Okay, so now again pushing 2 spearmen and royal knight forward. I did put a palisade gate, because what I do like is palisade gate is that if they start raiding, you can actually get on top of it before it's finished, so it's really nice to get the gates down. And now you can see I'm building up the knights, but the biggest difference now, my economy is sitting on 42 villagers compared to 34 villagers, so a really nice 7-8 villager lead, and we are on 2 town centers, and you can see there's the 2 town centers. The villagers and everything are consistently rolling out, and we did deal with the mass, you know, and you can see the knights all the way down here, but we did deal with the mass, and we are pushing just to find the units out, so we just avoid the French building up the mass, because that's the biggest problem with the French, is as soon as they get that mass going, you start having problems. Now you can see more villagers pushing forward, and you know, that was interesting. I was expecting a bit of a tower rush type of vibe going down, so you can see I put a tower down here to just give myself some vision. Really not a lot of vision from that. You can see it gives vision down here, but the tree lines are stopping the vision, so that tower right here on top to the right here would have given me a lot more vision to deal with. Now what you can see right now, like we said, tower rush happening here. This tower won't give vision, but you want to do a bit of a crawl if you're investing this heavily early on, and if you are deciding to invest this heavy early on, you have to kind of keep with it. You can see we didn't go for the upgraded hardened spearman upgrade, which would have been nice. There was enough time to do it, but I didn't, and you can see he's backing off with the villagers, but he's consistently pushing those units forward. So you know, double stable now out, comfortable on the gold. Resources, let's check the resources per minute to give you guys an idea. So he has 6 villagers on gold, and that's giving him 250 gold per minute. We have quite a lot on gold. We have 16 on gold, 14 on wood, 21 on food, so very comfortable economy. Units out, so we don't have to stress. Pushing forward a villager now to come and wall this off. You can see now he's backing off with these units to try and build up a mass instead of losing those early units consistently over and over again. And another thing with this type of thing, guys, if you're walling like this, just move these villagers onto this tree line. If it's a safer, you can see I'm expanding in this direction, so it's better to expand onto this wood line because that's more defendable than chopping through this and leaving yourself vulnerable, right? So now this wall is going down. You can see quite a nice army going here, 8 royal knights, 6 archers, and they have the plus upgrades coming through. We do go into the castle age right here. With a guild hall, so double town center guild hall, 56 villagers, and he's sitting on 41 villagers, so that's 15 villager lead that we've had for quite a bit of time right now. So the economy really taking off on our side and making a big difference. Now this is something, yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. This is just something that I'm not very comfortable with in the game. It just ruined the game for me tonight. I think there's something to be said by this, but you can see he if you take the villager and you chop like that and you don't finish your lumber, one tree there, one tree there, that's all you needed to do. Now all those units are able to go through this. I don't understand it, but whatever, it is what it is. And now this villager is pushing forward because it doesn't mean anything to lose this villager. I'm actually towering up here so I can get vision on this wall to see if he's deciding to ram rush or anything like that. And you know, we have the guild hall now set on food, and we have the spearman upgrade coming through here, upgraded spearman. We are keeping that villager production running. You can see nice little villager production running right there. And we are still getting the upgraded night upgrade. So, and now a single tree, 3 trees, 1 tree there, 1 tree here, and 1 tree there. It's all he needed to do to basically finish this game. So now his units are actually getting a charge bonus down on this tree line. And he just chopped through a single tree right here, and this is basically open. I don't understand it. And now he's inside my base, and at this point in stage I'm lacking spearmen. He has the archers to complement and pick off the spearmen, and I have way too much villagers to garrison on the town center, so they're just sitting ducks, you know, eventually losing my whole economy because of this. And there's not enough units in the queue or even able to be trained up right now to deal with this, because he's already cost the economy up, and that was a single tree that basically cost me the game. I'm very sad to say that's the standard right now. So a wall, maybe a physical wall down a physical side like here all the way to the stone. It's good practice, I guess, in the future from now on, not to wall off tree lines like this, even though it's cheaper, because that's the inevitable results of that, because a single wood line can get chopped through. You don't have to use a ram, you don't have to use anything. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the game. I would have loved if your you know, palisade walls, if it goes down, to actually increase those trees just on the side of it up to, for argument's sake, to make those the first 2 or 3 trees on that edge, you know, 3,000 hit points or something like that, so the trees can't get chopped through. But unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the chopping through of the trees, and if that is something that needs to be fixed or not. But I think that was a worthy game to kind of show you guys what to expect and what can be done. 2 very different strategies for the French, and how they play out, especially on a map like French Pass, which in my opinion is not the greatest map, but it leaves a lot of room for improving, especially on your microing and expanding your base so you don't get left behind. Thank you very much for watching, guys. See you guys.